First up, it's Trends and Insights, your insider's look at industry changes being leveraged by today's most successful coaches, authors, and speakers. Today we're speaking with Kimberly Pickett, the creative director and principal at KIMBO Design, one of the leading branding and graphic design companies in North America. Welcome, Kimberly.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having me today.
I'm excited for our conversation, and I love to start this out by asking our guests, what is the current trend that you see impacting coaches, speakers, and authors like yourself?
Yeah, so the trend that I tend to see here for coaches and speakers and somebody like myself is wellness. Living in Vancouver, there's a need to get outside, and this is a beautiful place to live and work. Mm-hmm. So really a lot of entrepreneurs like myself like to create this world around them that has, an enjoyable work-life balance. And so I've seen and heard a lot of presentations and conferences about the wellness and bringing that into the business environment, whether it would be through the culture and also the environment, the office environment, and how the office is set up with your employees, and to really support collaboration and communication.
Interesting. And I think there has been a real trend towards that work-life balance. I hadn't really thought about it in terms of collaboration and communication, but I think that is a big part of the whole package.
Yeah, especially in my industry in terms of tech and the creative industry here, especially in Vancouver, where real estate and office space is, smaller, right? There's a small footprint here. That's why you might have heard about the real estate condition here. Everything is very, very high in terms of cost of living, and also cost of renting commercial space. Mm-hmm. So having a planned out open environment is a great idea for a lot of businesses and business owners.
Well, and I think a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs today work either in a home office or they might work in a co-working space. And I think it's really important to make sure that you have quiet places to go to, and also places that you can go to that really help you bring out that creative side, because I think so often we get so busy doing the work that we forget that we need that space around us that really helps us stay creative and be inspired.
Yeah, exactly. So, some people get stuck in these silos where they're just working 9 to 5, and they're not moving, right? And also, that's a big problem too, like in the future for people that are sitting down a lot of the time, right? Mm-hmm. So having these environments where you can move around, right? And then also walk past people and have a conversation, and that might also spark, a conversation about the project, and the spontaneity that happens in collaboration and the creative process is something that, a lot of businesses really try to create in their environment. Mm-hmm. So I think it's really important to think about, and it will help, productivity as well.
I agree. Matter of fact, I wear a FitBit just so that I can look at it and say, okay, am I getting up? Am I doing things? Because really, for me, it's that awareness of what I'm doing. And sometimes I'll look at it and say, wait a minute, I'm not even 1,000 steps and the day's half over. I need to get out of my chair and get moving.
Exactly, and it's really important, especially if you think about how you're going to look maybe in 40 years, right? You want to be able to have a good back and posture, and that's really important to take care of these things, right?
Absolutely.
So grow old gracefully.
Yes. So do you think that the wellness focus and the work-life balance is impacting the designs that you're seeing or people are asking for as far as logos, the look and feel, how people are positioning their companies?
Well, I think in terms of when we go in to do a branding exercise for a company, we think about, a lot of the external, how the logo is going to look, how are people going to perceive this company. But also, at the same time, we want to think about internally and for the, the people that work in the organization to support, the rebrand or their brand. So the way that they support it is to be in a great environment, right, and be happy where they are. So with what's around you, that's got to be it's got to be looked at. So all the details of your brand, and then that comes through in your culture and in your environment as well.
Absolutely.
And it may not just be the environment and where you sit. It could be, posters, inspirational posters you have on the wall, or there's some sort of branding elements on a window in the boardroom that's going to reflect your brand mission and vision.
So what are some of the things that you do? Because I think from a branding perspective, it's certainly important to be creative and kind of get that inspiration. But I think a lot of business owners could use some things that could help them get inspired. But what are some of the things that you do when you are stuck or need to get creative to really kind of get the energy and the juices flowing?
Well, I think that's just it. To get the energy and the juices flowing, what everybody has to do is they have to move. They have to get up, get away from the computer, right, and have a conversation and go out, walk around, have a coffee, and think about the project, right? So, it happens in all situations, but, it's great to have an environment where you can move around from spot to spot and look out a window and think about those things.
It's interesting because a lot of people, I hear them talking and they're really busy and they're doing things all day. But I think it's also important for people to take some quiet time, some reflective time, whether it's meditative or whatever it is that they do that helps them regenerate. But I think it's important to have some quiet time during the day too, because that really helps you kind of take a step back. And I find that's the time when I get all sorts of ideas.
Yeah, the quiet time is very good. We in our office here, we're pretty quiet. I must say we have a quiet environment because when we are working on computers and writing, it's calming. And in the advertising and branding industry, it's not a calming environment per se, right? There's always deadlines, there's pressure, there's emails coming at you, there's lots of things going on. So having this kind of tranquil, quiet office kind of balances out the craziness of the advertising world.
Well, and I find that entrepreneurs really have to get out, see what other people are doing, just break those patterns.
Yeah, so it's great to get out and do something else, and then you can really reflect on where your business is going, your business growth. The best thing for me is actually when I drive. Driving kind of calms me, and I have a lot of ideas when I'm driving that kind of come into my head. But it's usually when I'm doing something totally just not even related to any sort of business is when I get my best ideas.
Mm-hmm. So how do you build networking into what you're doing and into kind of getting that creative ideas and inspiration?
Well, networking, I go to events that I like where, there's going to be commonalities that I can converse with people that like to do the same things that I do, and organically networking happens. So whether it be an art exhibition of some sort, an event that I was invited to where there's some sort of entertainment and some cocktails, that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. Sports, Vancouver is great for a very active lifestyle when you live downtown. Mm-hmm. So networking is it's great personally, and it's great for business as well.
Mm-hmm. No, I absolutely agree. Well, thank you for sharing with us today. If our listeners would like to learn more about you and what you do, how can they get in touch with you?
So they can get in touch with me through my website. So it's KIMBODesign.ca. And if you go to the website, you can learn about my story and how I created KIMBO Design. And you can learn about the services we offer and the types of clients we have. And you can also follow our blog.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your time today. And we will put a link to your website on our Turn Knowledge to Profit website with today's interview. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Jonelle.